Hey everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I have something a little fun to share with you. It is all about using your stash and figuring out a way to use up those things that you have not used before. So this project is going to be Ali Edwards' stash, and I have a little recipe for you if you want to try putting together your own little project using this recipe. Okay, so the recipe is going to be at least 2 journaling cards, 1 shape, 2 types of embellishments, some journaling, and word stickers. And that's it. And so I think that that'd be really fun. And if you do decide to do this, please share it with me either on Instagram or YouTube. I am also trying out a new embellishment. I just showed it to you. It's a Flair button from ScrappinHappyStudio Jenny. I've worked with her for years and I absolutely love her products. And when I saw she had Flair buttons that were kind of thin, I really wanted to try those. So I am going to use those along with these other pieces that you see me pulling out and punching some shapes to document my favorite selfie from January. I almost said December, but it's January. And I'm using, like I said, a mix of Ali Edwards, but there is some physical journaling cards in there and then some digital papers that are off to the left-hand side. I wanted to bring in some of that kind of mint green color since that was kind of the color of my shirt. And I also brought in some pops of black, which really helped me to move the eye around the spread. And I'm able to create a really fantastic layout that is kind of on a diagonal, and I'm having a lot of fun mixing these different products together and using up my stash. These journaling cards I've had for years and I didn't use them. I've mentioned before that I've done Ali Edwards Stories by the Month subscription for years, so I have a lot of pieces to use up, but I'm glad that Love a Fresh Start and Renew and Refresh has a home finally, and so do a few of these chipboard pieces. I punched out a shape, a circle that says "So Good," and then I wanted it to extend out a little, so I put a Right Now Story chipboard over it. So now you can't even tell that it's not a full circle, and I love doing that. If you've been around here a while, you know that I really do love maximizing my punched shapes, and if I can get away with punching just like a quarter of a shape or a third of a shape, I will do that and hide it somehow, so that way it gives the illusion of a full shape. I chopped off this Renew and Refresh journaling cards, that way it kind of served as a title piece. And above that, I'll have another cluster with a digital paper that kind of has like some, not slash marks, but kind of paint stroke looking marks on it. Either way, it was a great pattern, so I'm using that, that pattern paper. And then I have a heart that I printed out and pop dotted. I am using a ton of Jenny's Flairs. I am so excited to use all these Flairs. I felt like they coordinated well. They didn't necessarily match, but they coordinated well. And then of course the black goes great because it's a neutral, right? So I picked out a heart that says "Worry Less," another Flair that says "Breathe," and then 2 of the buttons. One says "The Story" and another one says "Story of My Life." And then I just have a black star one. So 5, I think. Yeah, that's 5. And I think it's going to work as a fantastic embellishment to create a really striking design once everything is put together. And I used double-sided adhesive and then used my kind of brad separator tool, the piercing tool, to peel off the adhesive. The Breathe and the Story Flairs, I didn't want them too close together because I knew that I was probably going to grab some word stickers. That's another thing that I'm trying to use up and figure out a way to get rid of some of them, and also using them in different ways. So I have the Love a Fresh Start card, and it's kind of the deeper blue. So I found some word phrase stickers that are new, but they fit the deeper blue. So I picked one that says "Be Joyful and Documented," and they're actually December stickers, and I made them work. And then another one that was kind of the mint green, I picked Ready, Present, and My Best Self. So using up all those stickers, but I keep buying more because I just love them. But truly, this project is really using up my stash. So the journaling I decided to put above on the left-hand side and below on the right-hand side. So for the journaling, I decided to talk about how this is the new year and I'm manifesting a good one, and this is my favorite selfie of the year, and I went outside to enjoy the warm sun with the kids. But you know, winter is not always my favorite because it is so cold for me. It means a lot of layers, lots of double pants, gloves. I always have gloves on my hands. I take those cheap gloves, you guys, and I just chop off the fingertips so that way I can keep my hands warm. But I know that being outside is so necessary and it's a game changer. Even when my kids were little, we would go outside and our whole day would change. So it's still really good that we go outside. And then on this like second paragraph, I talked about what I'm currently working on, which was my big picture class, and also just focusing on this year on my time and being mindful of my time and how time is an expensive currency. And I just want to be more mindful of how I'm using my time. So those that kind of wraps up the journaling, and then I'm going to add a little bit of stamping. And also wanted to mention that this is a 8.5 by 5.5 layout. So I'm going to put it in a 1/2 inch binder, and I think that's how I'm going to document myself this year. Just trying to keep it a little bit simpler this year as far as documenting myself, and trying not to go overboard because I do a lot of documenting of myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just want to do more other things. All right, here we go. This is the spread. I absolutely love it, and I hope you guys try out the recipe. I'd love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.